Okay, today we'll be learning how to draw nice hands like these. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want to do is get your normal hand, right? And set it up in whatever position you want. I don't know. I want to do one I've never done experience with. So I'm gonna do the Spock hand. And yeah, you should use your non-dominant hand. I'm a lefty, so I'm gonna use my right hand. That's what I do in all my other drawings. And a good rule with this is that don't improvise anything. Only make it up. Never make anything up, like any parts of it up from your brain. Always just, no matter like how weird it'll look, just stick by it. And I don't know if this is like, I don't know, I just like to, I've heard sometimes that drawing a line kind of like that, like roughly, is like an amateur move. I'm not really like, I wouldn't say I'm a pro artist, but I kind of like to do that, especially in these finger drawings, because the bends in the hand have all these little lines and crevices. And don't be afraid to erase and redo stuff, because a lot of the time I make stuff really like thin, and that's, yeah, it looks really, really, really bad. So a little bit of a bend there. If you really want to, this isn't something that I've done, but I guess maybe you could look up an image of a hand and, just copy off of that. Yeah, see, that was a thicker finger. If you want to do this like perspective-wise, you can maybe make it thicker as it gets closer to the camera. But I'm pretty bad at like doing perspective. So when you want to do these bends in the finger, you're gonna want to have them lighter, because you want to have them like as thick as the outline, because that would kind of look a bit odd. Bit of bend here. If you're starting out drawing hands, I would suggest doing the inside of the hand instead of like the back of this part, because at least I like to do the inside because it has more details and you can see the veins in your fingers, and the outside is just kind of blank, except for like maybe the bones and your knuckles, which I kind of like to do. The first time I drew a finger, I drew it at the back, which was kind of a mistake. Right, we have a little divot in the, or not divot, it's like in a space between two fingers. I don't really watch Star Trek, so I don't know if he does it like this or like this. I just know that it's something from Star Trek. And don't worry if this drawing isn't as good. Oh geez, it's way too thick. If it's your first time, it doesn't really matter. Just keep practicing. I'm sure you've heard that a lot. I'm gonna shorten that up a little bit. And the one thing I really like about it is doing the nails sometimes. So if you're doing the out hand, the hell? It's like a drag race going on in front of my house. Yeah, so if you're doing the outside of your hand, it's kind of, I like doing the nails because you can thicken them up, right? Like, oh shoot, my nails are dirty. Yeah, I like to thick out the outline so it actually, so you can tell what's, you know, nail and what's flesh. I don't know, I just didn't try doing that. Should have probably cleaned my nails before I did this. Okay. We're almost done with the main fingers. All I gotta do is finish this. This isn't as good as my other pieces. Sometimes I just, like, even when if you've been practicing for a long time, you just have these one pieces that, like, just aren't very good. It doesn't matter what you do. And I'd just like to redo them. Sometimes it's best when you redo them. If you want like a lot of detail, put like the bends in the hand, like all of those, like, yeah, you see how it like crosses there, and it's not just like a straight line through. It's like, it's kind of like a tree, like it branches off there. I think that's pretty cool. And if you want to make a one that you spend a lot of time on, then I would suggest like really doing those like bends in the hand, especially like this part. That's how I did the candle hand thing. Like I just worked on it for like a couple of days, like 3 days in between classes when I'm not really doing anything. So I suggest doing like the fingers first, and then you can work on the palm of the hand. Now the majority of you watching this are lefties, or not lefties, righties, I mean. So yeah, just like mirror what I'm drawing right here. So this is really only a guide for like close-ups of hands. I've never actually tried to do this on like a character that's kind of like a full body image of a character. And like usually you just do like smaller, like, well, obviously smaller, but like less detailed hands. I sometimes have a complaint that I draw, not like a complaint, like a critique, that I draw the thumbs too large. And depends what art piece I'm doing, because it's kind of hard with the thumb when you're looking from the front where the palm is, because the thumb kind of sticks out, or not the thumb, what am I saying, jeez, the nail of the thumb kind of sticks out, and it's odd, like, kind of want to fill that whole thing in. It kind of looks gross in my picture right now, but that's, and usually with these, I like to have like a sleeve. They'd probably make the fingers bigger. So I'm gonna do a sleeve from like a Japanese school. I used to do that a lot. Like the first time I started drawing hands, I just did like the This is not part of the sleeve. It's just part of like this part of the hand, and I'm gonna add some veins in there. And don't like draw like a thick line. You're just gonna. It's kind of like if it was over a sheet, but that sheet is your skin. Yeah, and it kind of branches out too. Don't draw too thick, or it'll look kind of odd. Maybe you wanna, I'm not really that into it, but like, if you wanna just draw it thick and then take your eraser and lighten it up, that would, some people do that, I think. Yeah, and not like, the veins aren't generally thick either, so you just want to make them pretty thin. Again, just use your hand as a reference. Like, don't improvise anything. I used to do that a lot, like so much, and it looked really bad. Like I did, like, if I was drawing a character, right, and I just didn't see the lower half of the body, I would just improvise these terrible like legs and shoes, and it just looked really out of place. But since you're using a live model like your other hand, then you can see the whole thing, so there's no real need to improvise anything. And if you are doing like a character drawing, I'm not that good at character drawings, but I'll get a tip, I guess. Just if it cuts off, then just cut it off in the picture. And in the if it cuts off in the drawing, cut it off in the. Oh my god, I'm so bad at English. English is my first language, guys, don't worry. If it cuts off, what I meant to say was, if it cuts off in the picture, it should cut off in the drawing too. I mean, if you're replicating it from the picture, which is what I do a lot. But if you're like, Jesus, if you're trying to do like images, you're like drawing without a reference, like just straight from your brain, I commend you. Like that's honestly pretty hard. Like, you have to create all these ideas, and you have to remember. Actually, right now I'm drawing this from this sleeve. I have short sleeves on. So. Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of like improvised art. That's why improvised art is hard. Like, if you're drawing improvised art and it actually looks like good, then you're like an actual like professional. Again, using my hand, and sometimes you can match up the little bends in your hand, like this one will match up into this one that kind of closes the hand off. And there's a lot of there's a lot of bends here, which it's weird because it's usually, when you draw them, it's usually odd. Like, it looks like just a bunch of like you just put a bunch of lines there. I have a little cut on my finger from when I was I like dropped a knife on it or something. I think it might have been this one. Really sure it was when I was don't notice the cracks in your palm and like how many there are until you start drawing them. You want to be really careful with the ones that like close out them. You don't want to be too thick, because then it'll look like the person cut their thumb off or their fingers off. That's why I said to like thin the lines out. So it's kind of a weird hand symbol. Yeah, right here is what I'm talking about. If you look closely, it's kind of like a zigzag line, and it kind of branches out on some parts of it. Like, never mind. Yeah, see, it branches out there, and then a little bit there. Oh, it kind of branches out on the top. So drawing these like bends in the hands, kind of like cross hatching, I guess. I've never actually tried cross hatching, and we're almost done here. I'm gonna probably do some of the veins. So on this channel, I'm not just gonna do how-tos. I'm gonna do like stuff for the first time, like pixel art for the first time. I think I'm gonna try that for the next video. But that looks about done. Yes! That was about done. There's like probably some lines that you could fill in. But yeah, if you just like follow this, I think I made that a bit long, but I don't know. Kind of looks like the back of a hand. Actually, I'm gonna fix that right now by just bending them inwards. Oof. Yeah, some things just don't work. Maybe just do it a little bit. Go to school now. Please leave comments on what else I should draw or like try for the first time, because I'm probably gonna, for my next video, try pixel art or like maybe like painting. I've tried painting before, but I'm not really good at it. Maybe flip books. I have a couple of flip books. I'll take suggestions if anybody likes this. So, see you guys next time.